Here we go. We're about to go. The red lights are up. As soon as they go out, we're going to be green flag racing here. Everyone getting away okay. And it looks like, oh, Benjamin Fiore and John Santoro going almost 3 wide into turn 1. Late on the brakes. These cars, no ABS for these cars. They're going to be light as can be. Is John Santoro and Kyle Shook leading the way right now. John Santoro and Kyle Shook battling for the lead as we head through South Bend here. And then head on down into Oak Tree for the first time. Look at that livery on Shook's car. That looks pretty awesome, Els.
Now, Shook Sim Racing is our livery designer. He has the special livery on today for Raging Radicals round 1. And look at him in second position, putting on for the team, TJ.
Look at these guys, nose to tail. They're teammates in 2 different classes here. So not officially racing one another. A really interesting dynamic. You would assume that the SR10 being, the evolution of the SR8, more revs and stuff like that, more downforce, at least the way it looks. Clancy on the inside. Oh, before they go into the snake here. And he does the up and under. Is he going to be able to stay? Oh, no. Benjamin goes wide onto the grass. So Clancy gets a position, but Benjamin's going to have the drive up this long straight here. Up. It's Jeffrey Davis behind Clancy Garvin there. Ooh, no! Huge contact there with Benjamin Gallant and Jeffrey Davis and Clancy Garvin. Shook trying the outside line. Santoro defending. Now Kyle on the inside. Oh, gets a little out of shape, but holds it together.
This is some good racing. They've been close for probably the entire race.
Yeah.
And TJ into the roller coaster now. They got a drive, or Kyle Shook behind has a drive. Is he going to be able to maximize it before the braking zone?
He's definitely utilizing it. Let's jump back out and see if he makes a move. He looks to the inside into the roller coaster. Oh, locks up a little bit there. Keeps it on the track, but I saw that right front, just the wheel just stopped. Incredible car control from Shook. Once again, down the front straight here with the 141, both of them.
White flag.
This is the white flag. White flag is out. This should be the final lap here. A little puff of smoke there from Santoro. So John and Shook, the final lap of the first heat is when the fireworks are going to start going off here. John trying to get back into first place. Heading into turns 4. Shook up ahead into the lead for now. John Santoro trying to claw it back. As you said, Els, these two have been battling each other basically the entire first heat. Less than a minute remaining. This has got to be the final lap. Shook pulling a little bit of a gap there.
Now, TJ, I'm not going to say Kyle Shook planned that out, but he timed that to the T. It is the last lap. And look at the gap that he's gaining on second place already. Well done, Kyle Shook. Let's see if you can hold it to the end. You got it. Let's go.
Here we go. He's trying to break the draft. The run up to the roller coaster here. Don't know if he was really able to do all that much. But either way, John not really able to close the gap too much. Not enough to mount an attack. But he does take a look at the inside. And here we go, coming around Hogpen for the final time in the Heat 1. It looks like Kyle Shook is going to lead John Santoro for the opening inaugural heat in the opening round here of the Raging Radicals. And he is able to do so. What a drive from these individuals here. That was a ton of fun to watch. We're already ready to rock and roll here. Lights are going red. When they go out, we are away. Benjamin Gallant leading the pack so far. Oh, he got a horrible start there. That is unfortunate for him. Looks like everyone else got around him, though. Into turn 1. Avery Dickinson leading the way. 3 wide further back there into turn 1. Jeffrey Davis holding on. Currently second in the SR10 class. Oh, a little bit of puff of smoke there up ahead.
And we got a spinner.
Yeah, it was Onyx Munzie going around. Look at this train of front cars over there. And behind that's Jason Sturmer going sideways. You can see it there in the background. Nancy Garvin, David Barkley actually looking to make a move here. But further back, we got side-by-side through roller coaster. That is ballsy. Jeffrey Davis making a good move up further, but David Barkley taking a look on Avery Dickinson here, and you can see Avery getting the legs of that SR10 to stretch out. But oh, a huge lockup from David Barkley, but he keeps it from going into Avery Dickinson. So he remains at second place, but now Clancy Garvin has closed the gap. What's going to happen as we go through turns 3 and 4? Oh man, I guess the excitement from the first heat just these guys are ready to go. Clancy Garvin right on the back of David Barkley here as we head up towards through the S's up towards South Bend. Here we go up into the roller coaster. David Barkley got a bit of a better drive out of Oak Tree, and then behind we got Clancy Garvin and Jeffrey Davis switching positions. That SR10 of Jeffrey Davis able to utilize that straight, as we talked about, get up in front of Clancy Garvin. As David Barkley, who currently leads overall. And that's what the reverse grid does, Els, is the guys who were quick in the first heat. And a half remaining. Let's take a look and see where David Barkley is on track. And see if we see the white flag as he comes by. White flag is out. This is the final lap of the inaugural feature event for the Raging Radical. Here's at VIR, Odyssey Motorsport and Odyssey Motorsport TV. And let me tell you, we're having a blast out here. These drivers are having a blast out here. David Barkley is going to take the checkered flag and take the win in the SR8. Clancy Garvin trying to hold off John Santoro here for the final podium position in the SR8s, with Jeffrey Davis in the SR10 up ahead. Benjamin Fuhr is going to take the win in the SR10 class. Kyle Shook second place. Is anything going to happen here at the start finish line? I don't think that's going to be the case, and that's going to be our finish here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural season of the Odyssey Motorsport Raging Radicals. We're here for round 2 at Watkins Glen International for both the Radical SR8 and SR10. I am TJ Yankee, and in the broadcast booth with me, as always, is LaShawn Young-Dilworth. Second round of the Odyssey Motorsport first season, running a league. How are you feeling tonight, Els?
PJ, I'm feeling good. The guys done came out. We're looking a little bit more healthy than the first round. But the first round is going to be dropped by the newcomers. So we're looking at a little bit bigger field. It looks like everybody's in the mood to get close and personal. So it's looking good here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's very true. It's a well-known track. A huge thanks real quick to our partners in Cotterman Racing and Full Throttle Nation, specifically Jed Cotterman, for helping us get this season all set up. A huge thanks to Odyssey Motorsport, the team, for being a core supporter of the league and for all the fun times they've helped create here in our community. This U.S. tour with the Radicals is going to be absolutely electric, coming into Watkins Glen here tonight. Do we see some potential fireworks maybe in that bus stop at the inner loop there, Els?
Absolutely. There will always be fireworks at the bus stop. It's going to be a little bit messy, but that's what we came here to see. It's Raging Radicals, TJ.
Fair enough. Yeah, I enjoy the circuit, but Watkins is just one of those ones I can't quite seem to match everyone else's pace on. But it's a beautiful circuit and a major fan favorite on the service. But before we go too far into the upcoming season or anything like that, let's talk about the session format really fast. I actually had it up on the screen just a moment ago. So we have a heat format. So we got a 10-minute solo qualifying, which is starting right now. That will set the 15-minute first heat. That's a sprint, and that's going to set your 30-minute main event, and the top 10 will be reverse gridded. So that is our heat format for tonight. We're going to see these these individuals in the Radical. It's such a light car, standing start. So that is another big thing. Anything else we should touch on, Els?
Yeah, we got incident responsibility. I want to touch on that. You may get half a point for an avoidable incident with one car, or maybe a full point for 2 or more cars. So we want to understand that the incident points actually affect your standings, your championship standing points, and we're looking to have the lowest amount of points in order to take the win. And we have one drop race. 7 out of 8 of these races count. Let's make all of them count because we're on the second race now. It's imperative that we do the best that we can here. So keep it up, league. We're going to see some good racing here, TJ.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Els. We'll go ahead and touch on our sponsor. Odyssey Motorsport TV is brought to you by DLB Precision. It's a new platinum sponsor for the Odyssey Motorsport TV. DLB Precision has created a reputation for top-of-the-line and bespoke-built computers so that you and your team can run your sim title of choice and get an edge on the competition. Whether you're running a single widescreen as a driver, a triple monitors while streaming or broadcasting and talking Discord, DLB Precision can get your PC purring like a well-tuned race motor. Head on over to dlbprecision.com and they can sort you out. Their PCs are assembled and stress tested so you receive a turnkey solution. People over at DLB Precision are sim racers themselves, so they run what they build, and they know all the ways to tune your PC to run your sim title of choice with no stutters, no crashes, and bespoke to your needs. So if you're in the market for a sim PC or an update to your current PC, check out dlbprecision.com. So let's take a quick look at the schedule. As Elle said, this is round 2, Watkins Glen. Next week is Sebring. And then we're going to take a quick look at the points before we get into the rest of the pre-race here. Right now, this is after one round here, the Season 1 standings. Kyle Shook, David Barkley, and John Santori, your top 3 in the SR8. The SR10, we got Benjamin Fior, Jeffrey Davis, and Avery Dickinson. But let's talk about our circuit here tonight. Watkins Glen International, known simply as the Glen, opened in 1956 in upstate New York with the boot configuration completed in 1971. The current boot layout has remained unchanged since 1992. It hosts 6 hours of Watkins Glen for sports cars along with NASCAR's Go Bowling at the Glen on the shorter cup layout. A 3.45 mile 11 corner circuit has an all-important turn 1 that leads into a long full throttle run up into the S's and then into the inner loop chicane where there can be some real dramatic contact when going for an overtake in there. The toe and heel of the boot also can catch drivers out if they're not careful, and that final corner can set you up for a pretty solid overtaking opportunity into turn 1. This circuit is super popular here on iRacing, so expect there to be some really awesome wheel-to-wheel action here tonight as they fight for their win here in round 2 at Watkins Glen. Els, anything to add about Watkins Glen?
TJ, you know Watkins Glen. We all know Watkins Glen. I've been here on the GT4s, the GRs, even the Miatas, but definitely the IMSA. We all remember 6 hour. We hit a little top 10, man. We like Watkins Glen, TJ. It was our first special event, and it kind of hits home to see that our league has it, on and running for the Radicals. So definitely love Watkins Glen, TJ.
All right, well, yeah, Watkins Glen, like I said, a fan favorite, part of the Raging Radicals U.S. tour. But let's go ahead and take a quick run around Watkins Glen here tonight. Tonight's onboard lap is in the Glen in the Odyssey Motorsport Radical SR8, driven by Ellis. He's already going into turn 1, or actually, no, sorry, he's coming out of the final corner, heading down the front straight. So let's take a ride around with Ellis in the SR8. Coming into turn 1, this is the one that's super important to get it right because you are going to be full throttle for a long time, all the way up through 3 and 4 into that inner loop. So lots of drafting opportunities in these cars going through this section here, and then who is going to be the bravest and the latest on the brakes going into the bus stop, which is coming up. It's going to be a right, a left, and then immediately right again. So here, hard on the brakes, take a little bit of curving, left again, and then a right. Els, why don't you take it from here?
Around the outer loop, this is called, we call it the carousel when we're driving. into the chute here. This is going to be turn 6. You're going to brake right at the sewer there on the left. Go for a little bit of a late apex. Try and maintain the downforce and speed. Heading over to the toe of the boot. We're going to brake in a straight line. Use the uphill to your advantage. Grip the corner. Get the apex and take the exit as much as you can. Heading over to the heel. 8th corner, which is kind of tricky. I actually went a little bit slow looking back at this onboard. A little bit early on the apex there, but still holding a good line, losing about 4/10. But we're gonna go into this corner, which is the 9th corner. I don't know what it's actually called. And then TJ, why don't you finish it off?
Yeah, the second to last corner here should be relatively easy in this car with the downforce, but this final corner here, really easy to go a little wide and hit the wall. You see it's right there on the edge of the circuit, and that's going to be a lap around the Watkins Glen International Glen here tonight. Pretty awesome lap. Els looked pretty tidy, I thought, overall. But we got to talk about tonight's onboard lap. Is brought to you by Shook Sim Racing. Kyle Shook is a livery maker and has a reputation for being a brand maker for sim teams and drivers alike. So if you want a new custom livery that knocks out the competition before the green flag drops, be sure to check out Shook Sim Racing on Instagram, and you can hit them up and you can make your car stand out in your league and on broadcast. Raging Radicals is also brought to you by Technically Gifted. Technically Gifted LLC is an independent software company focused on building thoughtful design consumer applications. We emphasize calm, intentional user experiences and modern interface design, favoring clarity and refinement over loud or attention-seeking patterns. Check out their app that is currently available in the App Store. Circle, a music-driven reflection app that combines guided prompts with music to help users better understand their moods, patterns, and experiences over time. So be sure to check out technicallygifted.io and their app Circle when you get a chance. Let's go ahead and make this full screen here. I don't know why that's so small, but we are coming up on the end of qualifying here tonight. So we got a much healthier field in that first round. Really happy to see that. We got Jasper Van Groothuist in first place in the SR8 with David Barkley and Mike Pico right behind him. Their top 3, Avery Dickinson, Ryan Stringer, and Benjamin Fiore, your SR10 leaders currently. Let's see who is still on track. Benjamin's still on track. And he just finished his run. Gonzalez finishing his run. Benjamin Gallant. Oh, man, those SR8s just sound so good, don't they, Els?
Oh, definitely. They are screaming, naturally aspirated. I don't know what size. I think they're V8s, actually. Am I right?
You know, I'd have to look, but they sound fantastic. High revving. Let's see if we can jump on before we lose the go into the gearbox. You're going to see a little flame right above the camera here. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, Kyle, I'm seeing that Mike Pico with a meatball. He's not on track right now, so I don't know if towards the end of his... Yeah, you can see that flame shooting up there. That's going to be the end of qualifying, though. Yep, not sure what happened with Mike Pico. But let's go ahead and take a look at our grid. And this is a standing start. So, for our grid, we're going to go by class. Starting in the SR8, Jesper Van Groothuist in first place. He's taken pole. David Barkley in second place. Mike Pico in third place. Clancy Garvin in fourth place. John Santoro in fifth place. Juan Salas in sixth place. Benjamin Gallant in seventh place. Eighth place is Jason Sturmer. Ninth place, Austin Hobart. Miatas Marcomi in 10th. 11th, Ash Harper. 12th, Brad Jorgensen. Oh, my goodness. There's so many. Kelly McQueen. Let's jump over to the cars on track just to make sure we don't miss that standing start here. Zachary Distelhurst in 15th. Jake Breedlove 16th. Emilio Papalowski in 17th. 18th, Franklin Edwards. 19th is Ellis. He's just in the session. Kobe Brooks in 20th. 21st, Jackson Fonstock. Avery Dickinson in first place in the SR10s. Ryan Stringer in second place. Third place is going to be Benjamin Fiore, Jeffrey Davis in fourth, Justin Willem in fifth, sixth place Oliver Brooks, seventh place Jacob Maganowski. All right, well, we got our David Barkley up there on the front row. He won the feature last week. Kyle Shook won the heat last week overall. So David Barkley back up there in the front in the DLB Precision Radical SR8. Man, we got a pretty poppin' grid here. We got 28, I see 28 cars in the session, excluding LaShawn, who is listening into race comms.
Yo, I am here.
All right, so turn one, what do we think is going to happen here? Is Jasper Van Grutheist is now on the pit road. The lights are about to go out here. Standing start. Green flag is out. We are away for round two of the Raging Radicals. Oh, there's disaster in the back. Not entirely sure what's going on back there. Somebody was a little preoccupied, but Jasper Van Grutheist is going to get up ahead of David Barkley here into turn one. Clancy Garvin right behind Mike Pico. You got 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide going into the S's. And everyone has kind of sorted it out for now. Clancy Garvin getting by. Clancy Garvin falling back. Oh, these are the SR10s. They're going to be able to get up ahead. And the long thing going into the inner loop for the first time. So far, everyone holding it together. The front half of the field, but there was absolute catastrophe there at the start of the grid. So Mike Pico and Clancy Garvin. Let's go ahead and show our battle boxes and our map here. All right, so Jeffrey Davis is in the SR10 right behind Clancy Garvin here, and just ahead of him, Clancy Garvin is Benjamin Fiore in an SR10 again. So in some of these faster, longer straights, the SR10 has a little bit more legs than the SR8, so we're going to see kind of a leapfrog effect in different parts of the circuit here. Jasper Van Grutheist is leading the way. He's got almost a second gap to David Barkley, who also has almost a second and a half gap back to Mike Pico. And then Avery Dickinson leading the way as we come around the final corner to finish the first lap here. Leading the way in the SR10s.
Let's go, chat. Let's get the likes up. First lap completed. And wow, we got... Bro, he's actually extending a little bit.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a slowdown.
Yep, but you can see it up there on the scoring tower. Spencer Mafiore and Clancy Garvin go through. Mike Pico's got that slowdown, so I do like that livery. It's the Mazda 787B from Le Mans.
Very fitting.
Very, very cool. It's a screamer, this car. Just like the 3-rotor Mazda. David Barkley has kept it within a second to Jasper Van Grutheist, so not getting away, but Mike Pico, and he is right on the back of Clancy Garvin. Oh, Clancy Garvin going a little bit wide there, but holds on to it. A little bit further back, Oliver Brooks and Benjamin Gallant going side by side through the toe there. And as we talked about before, Els, the SR8 seem to have better grip and mid-range torque, so they just carve up the corners, and then the SR10s have the legs on the straights. So we're going to see, like I said, a lot of leapfrogging here. We're going to jump back up to Mike Pico and Clancy Garvin, John Santoro there, all three of them nose to tail.
Wow, I am proud to see this beautiful field here, TJ. It's growing very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I always hear everyone seems to absolutely love driving the Radicals. So glad that so many came out to participate tonight. It's looking awesome. And so far, we've had some really great side-by-side racing in a couple different corners. And I mean, look at the gaps on the scoring tower. They are very, very narrow. A ton of cars, less than a half a second between one another.
I mean, this is what we came here to see. I mean, Raging Radicals, the cars are going to be raging between the mini prototypes. They are going to be raging, and that's how we're going to start the season. It looks very civilized, but I imagine it might get heated up a little bit later in the season with the incident points actually affecting the season standing. What are you thinking about that, TJ?
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, Kobe Brooks and Zachary Disselhurst both have meatballs in the pit. Yeah, that's gonna, we do golf scoring, so the lower score is better. So those penalty points, they can add up and they can affect championships here. So trying to keep everyone to mind their P's and Q's, even though it is Raging Radicals. We want to have a nice clean racing, and we are already a third of the way through this heat, initial heat here. Els, God, these cars, man, they are just zipping around this track.
Now, I'm actually surprised to see that we haven't seen many incidents, knock on wood, as that looks like that could be a slowdown from the leader there.
If it was, it didn't show up on, I think he was right on the ragged edge there of getting a course cut, but he hangs on to it for now. But David Barkley has got within a half second now, so if he is just waiting for the opportunity here to get in front and utilize the draft up through the S's into the inner loop there. Jasper Van Groothy's his opening race here with Raging Radicals. So he's putting on a good show so far. Ryan Stringer, another new, currently leading the SR10s with Avery Dickinson, Benjamin Fiore, and Jeffrey Davis, all right behind one another. That's your top four in the SR10.
Oh, I imagine, TJ, they're in the Discord next door, in our Discord, going crazy. Probably, you know, I want to say the S word, but talking the S word to each other. And it's a fun time here at Odyssey Motorsport TV. Join our Discord if you're interested in joining up the league. Remember, there is one drop race. This would be the second race. You may have to take another L, but there's still room on the grid.
Yep, and most of these individuals, either part of Odyssey Motorsport or part of some of the other leagues, Kansas City Racing League, Go Touch Grass, Cruise Out, Savage Sim Racing, DLB Precision team out here in force. So all great drivers, really, really fun individuals to be around. So come check it out if you have the opportunity. But right now, David Barkley is now really close to Jasper Van Groothy's for the lead here, as we're coming up to the halfway point right now at 7.5 minutes of this 15-minute initial heat here. So you do get points for this heat. It is important to do well. Right now, Jasper and David definitely doing really well here. Mike Pico.
Now, TJ,
yep, go ahead.
I was going to say David Barkley is a very patient driver. He might just be waiting for the perfect opportunity to get past the leader. They're now about 2/10, TJ.
Yep, during it seems to be going from between a half a second to about a quarter second here, as he gets the draft on different situations. But as you said, David Barkley, very, very patient driver, a great driver, and he's, I mean, we'll see if he's able to make that move if he's waiting until the end. And now we are coming up on Zachary Disselhurst, who's a back marker. So now you got traffic involved. No, he dives down to the inside here. Not going to be an issue so far. Letting the leaders go through. We're going to jump back to Mike Pico and Clancy Garvin. Right on the back of Jeffrey Davis, the SR8s trailing the SR10s up ahead. I'll tell you what, Clancy Garvin's just utilizing that draft from Jeffrey Davis and the SR10 up ahead. Here we go, Mike Pico takes a look up the inside, heading into the inner loop. What's going to happen here? And he gets the position. Nice move from Mike Pico. Clancy Garvin fighting back. Back on the inside of the outer loop here.
Ooh.
Keeps it clean.
Great racing.
Yeah, but that's going to be John Santoro's going to try to squeeze his way through too. They're still side by side as they go through the laces here of the boot. And Mike Pico gets back up ahead. Great side by side action from these three as they're fighting for that last podium position in the SR8s as Jasper Van Grutheist and David Barkley up in first and second. Meanwhile, just ahead, I actually saw when they were going into the inner loop there, Ryan Stringer, Avery Dickinson, and Benjamin Fiore traded places a few times, but back to how it was before.
Actually, TJ, I like to shout out Avery Dickinson, supporter of our league and our group for a little bit now. Want to go ahead and share some light with him. Very good driver. About 3,000 I rating. Absolutely a unit of a guy.
Yep, Avery Dickinson, a huge supporter of the Odyssey Motorsport activities that we do, both in this league and just our track and smack. So huge thanks for him for coming out. Mike Pico was able to get by Jeffrey Davis there for a moment, but it's again that SR10 able to stretch its legs out a little bit. Ryan Stringer currently leading the way in the SR10s. Avery Dickinson not far behind with Benjamin Fiore also really, really close. We got 4 minutes remaining here in Heat 1. Oh, these SR10s are just so much quieter compared to the 8s that are just behind.
Honestly, TJ, I think the SR10s just had an emission update and that was it. They just had to get through emissions, and I guess that was all that was changed, because they're about the same, a little bit faster, a little bit less downforce, and you can already see the SR8s are at the top. It's a little bizarre.
Yep. We're jumping back, Mike Pico and Jeffrey Davis in two different classes. Mike able to really get alongside in the corners, but Jeffrey Davis, again, you see the gap down the straights here. David Barkley just put it in a fastest lap time, a 1:39.5. Still within a half second of Jasper Van Grutheist. We will jump up to them here shortly for the conclusion of the first heat to see if a move is made or not. And I mean, these guys they're right next to one another pretty much this whole race here.
Ooh, Clancy goes to the inside.
Yeah, that was a back mark of Zachary Disselhurst. He had to end up cutting the track there, but no contact made. But Clancy missing out. The gap now relatively decent size up to John Santoro in fourth place. Avery Dickinson was able to get by Ryan Stringer there. Ryan still fighting back to get back into the lead of the SR10s here. 2 minutes remaining.
I'm glad to see them side by side. I know that there's going to be some racecraft strategies at play here, as Jeffrey Davis is in the Odyssey Motorsport SR10 is about to make a move. I can tell.
I was going to say
Benjamin Fiore.
Yeah, Benjamin Fiore trying to take advantage of the two leaders fighting here, and Jeffrey Davis getting involved as well as we come down the front straight. Side by side, 3 wide as we go down the front straight. White flag is out. This is the final lap, so we're going to keep an eye on that gap up there with David Barkley and Jasper Van Grutheist. But with the SR10 field duking it out for the lead as well, we got to keep an eye on these two. We're going to jump up to him now. Here goes David Barkley. He's going out up the outside, but jumps back in. line here as we go through the inner loop, now to the outer loop or the carousel. Had a look there for a moment, but was not able to get alongside.
And you can tell they're just ripping these cars, flying across Watkins Glen into the, I think it's the toe, TJ?
Yep, into the toe. Ooh, we heard some tire squeal over the motor there from Jasper and Gruthies. As you said, they are thrashing these radicals around here. Let's see if David's able to get up ahead at some point here, or if Jasper is going to start off with a bang. Oh, he takes a look up the inside here, but he's not able to quite get there, but still side by side. 2 corners left into the first heat. Who's going to come out on top? Looks like Jasper gets up ahead. David Barkley putting up a fight. Oh, final corner onto the front straight. And Jasper Van Gruthies is going to take heat 1 here. Oh, wow. Barely. It's like Ryan Stringer is going to take the SR10 victory. Avery Dickinson, Jeffrey Davis immediately behind. Mike Pico is going to be your 3rd place in the SR10 here. Holy cow.
That's scary.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how you end a run here at Raging Radicals. That was incredible, TJ. I love to see it.
That was very intense indeed.
Now let's get the likes up in the chat. Let's get the O's in the chat. We got craziness on the field, and we're getting ready for the next heat. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Ash Harper missing his entire front nose there. Brad Jorgensen and Jason Sturmer duking it out here. The last second, is Jason going to be able to get by? He is not, but it is close. Wow.
Wow, TJ.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our results here. Let me turn off the banner. So Jasper Van Gruthies, David Barkley, and Mike Pico, your top 3 for the SR8s. Ryan Stringer, Avery Dickinson, and Jeffrey Davis, your top 3 for Heat 1 and the SR10s. We're going right into the grid here. So Justin Wilming is going to be on pole. Benjamin Fior in 2nd place. Jeffrey Davis in 3rd place. Avery Dickinson in 4th place. Ryan Stringer in 5th place. I'm on the grid, right? Yes, this is the grid. Oliver Brooks in 6th place. 7th place, Jacob Maganowski. John Santoro leading the Radical SR8s. Clancy Garvin in 2nd place. 3rd place, Mike Pico. 4th place, David Barkley. Moving on down, Jasper and Gruthies is going to be in 5th. 6th is Juan Salas. Miatas Marcomi in 7th. 8th is Kelly McQueen. Jake Breedlove 9th. And 10th, Joshua Jordan. But that's going to be our reverse grid, so that's not something you see in a ton of races here. Justin William, he's going to be leading the way here as we are about to go already. Green flag. Will we have a nice clean start? We do, much better than the first. And this is a half-hour feature race here. John Santoro up into the lead early. David Barkley trying to get up ahead already as well. Oh, huge contact in the back. A ton of cars going by. We'll go back and take a look at that in a moment here after we sort through the first couple of corners. Holy cow. Jasper Van Gruthies working his way up from his 10th place start after winning here. Still side by side. Oh, able to get through the inner loop there without much contact. I don't know how.
This is insane, TJ. I am loving this.
I don't understand. The same thing happened last week. The initial heat, everyone was, I wouldn't say timid, but they were much more civilized. And then in the feature, they were right at one another here.
Oh, little contact there between Mike Pecco and Clancy Garvin.
I think everyone has ironed out the strategies are going around here at Watkins Glen. There should be no need. Oh no!
Oh no! That's your back wing, man. That's gonna hurt.
It looked like that was. Oh my goodness!
No.
Oh my goodness! It's a catastrophe.
Oh man!
We're gonna have to go back and take a look at that. Els, I think you're gonna be busy tonight with some debrief after this. Holy cow! Benjamin Fiore is your current leader. Avery Dickinson, second place in the SR10. Ryan Stringer in the pit lane. John Santoro, first place in the SR8s. David Barkley, second place. Third place, Clancy Garvin. Look at that list of meatballs there on the scoring tower. Holy cow.
Wow. I can't even be upset because, I mean, they made it through the first lap. It's not like they were too crazy on the first lap. It's just at the end of the first lap, they got a little too crazy.
All right, let's take a look and see what happened here. Oh, my goodness.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. So we're going to start with a little bit further back with Ash Harper. Oh, no, we don't want to be on that. Let's try that again from the TV view here. All right, so we got 3 wide, a little bit of contact there. Oh, someone got spun around, and Ash Harper, innocent bystander there. But moving further up ahead, we're going to see what happened with Jacob Maganowski. I think this might be the big one here. Oh! Spins it.
Just lost it.
Nope, no, that was not the big one. We'll take a look here. Jeffrey Davis. I think this is the big one. Oh, there's a car sideways. There's a car sideways. I think it was Jasper Van Groothy. So yep, that was Jasper Van Groothy's that got sideways. And then it was catastrophe for the rest of the field behind. Such a narrow portion of the track, too. Unfortunate for the drivers involved. They do get a fast repair, so should be able to hop back out there if they didn't use one in the first session, right, Els?
I believe it's 1 per race. I'm not 100% sure how that actually worked. But there is a fast repair.
There should be at least 1 fast repair. So races are not over, and with the no ABS, no traction control on these cars after 30 minutes, let me tell you, the force feedback on this car, very, very heavy. So a little bit of mental and physical fatigue for some of these drivers towards the end of the main feature there. If you get back out on track, you might be able to take advantage of it. So glad to see a ton of drivers jumping back out on track there, as I think we had about 8 to 10 drivers with meatballs that went back to the pits here. So your current leaders in the SR8, John Santoro leading the way, David Barkley right behind him here. We're on board with both of them. Clancy Garvin in third place. SR10, Benjamin Fiore leading overall and in the SR10s. Avery Dickinson second place, Ryan Stringer in third place. Those are your top 3 for both classes here tonight. That was... I'm sorry, I'm visualizing those cars just flipping everywhere. Going through that corner. That was intense.
Absolutely, TJ. I was thinking the same. What the heck happened? And it's racing, TJ. And here, Raging Radicals, we should expect some of this. And we're getting it.
Yeah, well, and like I said, very narrow portion of the track, and with these cars not having ABS, if anyone panic braked, if they saw a car in front of them going sideways as they came around the corner, they're going to lock up, and you're pretty much unless you let go of the brakes, you're sliding in whatever direction you're going. So, yeah, unfortunate for some of the drivers. David Barkley really trying to get by John Santoro here. He's been under a quarter-second gap here for quite a bit.
Now, mistake me or say I'm mistaken if I'm wrong. It looks like there's a little bit of damage on David Barkley's front end. I'm not entirely sure. Yep.
Let's see. As it goes on to the front straight here, we will jump on as John Santoro trying to get by Benjamin Fior here. Not able to. Yeah, there's definitely, look at that. He definitely has damage. So still keeping it within a half second or so of John Santoro with that damage. Pretty solid driving from David Barkley. So heading up towards that inner loop. Coming up on 7.5 minutes into this 30-minute session. It's about a quarter of the way through. Relatively short sessions compared to some of your 45-minute, hour-long leagues, but we divide it into 2 heats there. Get a little bit of reverse grid, and sometimes we see what happens. But we're going to jump back to Joshua Jordan. It's not someone that we've been riding along with for a little while there. Joshua Jordan in the Reptar. Radical there. Trying to get back past Juan Salas. This is the battle 4th and 5th in the SR8. David Barkley side by side here with John Santoro for the lead in the SR8s, but tucks back in behind. I think in the corners, John is getting held up by Benjamin Fior because SR8 versus SR10 in the corners. 8 is quicker. Here we go, side by side into turn 1. John on the inside, though. David on the outside, still side by side. I don't see the yellow flag. I don't think of David Barkley up ahead of John Santoro.
Got it done.
Got it done on the outside. And credit to John Santoro. He left him enough space and is now fighting back to try to get back into the lead here. Into the inner loop or the bus stop, whichever you want to call it. And now into the outer loop. A little bit of a slide there. Well, John Santoro is going to go off into this, and that's Benjamin Gallant, who is actually a back marker. Clearly a DLB Precision teammate here. I don't know if his nose hit the ground or something and just lost the downforce or something, but saves the race car. We're going to jump back to Juan Salas. Joshua Jordan was able to get by in his Reptar by Juan Salas into 4th place. Well, I got something for you, Els.
Wow.
We got some teammate, I believe both Oliver Brooks and Jeffrey Davis involved in that catastrophe of an accident. So they are working on bump drafting one another. I saw that there was almost no gap between them for a while there. But we're going to jump back up to Joshua Jordan, John Salas, side by side heading into turn 1 here. Looks like Juan taking the defensive. Oh, goes very wide. And now they're going to be side by side through the S's. Here we go. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Joshua Jordan will be on that inside for the initial part of the inner loop. So let's see what happens. Oh, they stay side by side. Joshua's going to be able to switch it up there. Oh, no. Okay, that was Benjamin Gallant. I thought that was David Barkley. I will comment, though, that David Barkley was able to get up ahead of... oh, we got to see what happened there. John Santoro had an off track. Let's see what happened with that. Starts with a Benjamin Gallant crash here. Oh, so that's what happened. Let's see what happened with John Santoro there. Well, that's what happened. It was just
Looks like he hit the curb too much, went into the fence.
yeah, we're gonna take a look at David Barkley. That was his pass, and we're just gonna stay here for a moment. Just when they were going side by side, we watched this happen, then we went away from it. Well, I think this was a lap previous. Jump back to live here, though. With that being said, Benjamin Fiore, your overall leader right now, with David Barkley behind Clancy Garvin, good 4 seconds back, second place in the SR8. Avery Dickinson second in the SR10. Ryan Stringer third in the SR10. Joshua Jordan now up into third with Juan Salas still fighting to get back into a podium position here, with John Santoro having that absolute banger of a crash. That's the other thing what I've noticed with these cars, Els. If you go off, they're so tiny and so light that they tend to do that kind of spinning top thing.
Well,
I've noticed that a bunch.
Oh, into the grass.
Holds it together, though.
Now, TJ, I want to take this time to shout out the chat. Let's get the chat jumping. Let's get the likes up. It's Raging Radicals round 2, Odyssey Motorsport TV. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And it has been a radical race so far. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
He did it.
I did do it. Trying to see if I can find what happened with John Santoro. I think you're right, though. I think he just got too much curbing there. That's what caused that. We're going to jump back to Mateus Marcomi, who's currently trying to get by Emilio Popowski. Excuse me, that was Brad Jorgensen that he was going by. So Mateus up into 5th position in the SR8. Brad Jorgensen right behind. Trying to hunt him down here. Try to get back up into 5th in the SR8 here. We're coming up on the halfway point in this feature race. Gonzalez also catching back up to Joshua Jordan here within a second. Riding on board with Juan here. Oh, look at that slide coming out of the final corner there. That was pretty awesome, Els.
That's how you do it in the SR8. You gotta slide it, otherwise you're not moving. And these guys are moving, TJ.
Yes, they are indeed. I want to point out that currently Mike Pico has your fastest lap of the race with a 139.93. I believe it was a 139.5 from David Barkley earlier in the first heat.
Wow, TJ. I was doing 140s, and I thought I was doing something, but apparently not.
Slip angle here is just impressive with these cars being so light but having so much downforce. Just really unique way to drive right on the ragged edge there. Brad Jorgensen still trying to get back into 5th place from Mateus Makomi. And immediately behind, you got Benjamin Gallant and Emilio Popolski here. Benjamin a lap down, but still relatively close to one another. As Benjamin's able to go through. I say Brad Jorgensen he was within a quarter of a second there, just up ahead of Benjamin and Emilio. I gotta say, Benjamin Fior still leading the way, and looking at the interval between him and David Barkley on the live timing, I gotta think that Benjamin is probably towing David around a little bit in the SR10. Take a look at our current leader here. Oh, no, it wasn't David Barkley that was behind him. That was Zachary Dilhurst. So, excuse me, Disselhurst. So that was going around a back marker. There's David Barkley in the purple DLB Precision SR8. See further back. We're back to Brad Jorgensen. And Mateus still duking it out. Some of our closest drivers, with the exception of Jeffrey Davis and Oliver Brooks. If you see them down in the SR10 there, I bet they're bump drafting once again. Let's take a look. Teammates working together. That's awesome.
That's how you do it, TJ.
SR8 not really known for its bump drafting abilities, but these two doing the best they can after the major incident. We're going to jump up to Mike Pico, who is now attacking Emilio here. This will be for 7th position. Oh, gosh!
Oh,
Mike and Emilio having a catastrophic exit there.
and he's gonna have to make it around.
That was not the crash that I was talking about. Oh man,
Oh.
Mike just got into the back of him there. So from that shot, couldn't really tell you what was the cause of that, but he is now in the pits. Unfortunate for Mark, he's part of that Go Touch Grass crew, many of which are here in this radical lead. Avery Dickinson, Benjamin Ford still leading the SR10s. Avery Dickinson in second place. We're here with Josh Jordan and Juan Salas, who is right behind him. Third and fourth place in the SR10 field. And we got less than 10 minutes remaining here, as Josh was trying to get around Avery here. Oh. And he is able to do so. Man, let me tell you. That, I see Jasper Van Groothies has a meatball as well, but I did not see what happened. Ah, here we go. So we'll take a look here in a moment. See what happened with Jasper Van Groothies. Oh, overcorrected. Look, there's that spinning top motion once again. These cars are just so susceptible to that when they hit the wall. I think it's because they have such a short wheelbase and they're so light.
Seems about right, TJ.
I was going to say, when they come around to that final corner and the camera angle is right there on the wall, let me tell you, those SR8s, they sound like race cars, man. That is what you want to hear of a car screaming by you there.
Look at the flames just shooting out the tailpipe.
Yep. Here we go, heading into the heel of the boot here. Joshua Jordan trying to get by Avery Dickinson here. Two different class of cars, but if he gets backed up in the corners at all, Juan Salas is right behind him to try to take that final podium position in the SR8. So he's got to be careful with this fight. Should be this camera angle right here, Els. Oh, it didn't switch to it. Usually it switches to that camera right on the fence, and man, that sounds so good when they go by. On board with Joshua Jordan. Juan trying to see if he can get by right up on Joshua here. As we head up towards the inner loop. You see Avery in that SR10 stretching his legs out. And a little bit of breathing room for all three here for the moment. We'll keep an eye on this gap. We're trying to jump to a couple individuals we haven't been able to really see here tonight. Jacob Baganowski, currently in 4th in the SR10, so just outside of the podium. We gotta give another shout out to Oliver Brooks and Jeffrey Davis, still doing the team work thing. 5th and 6th in the SR10.
You know, that's what I like to see, TJ. The team is still in it, regardless of what happened. We're going to finish it out.
Jumping up here with Jason Sturmer, currently 14th in the SR8s, but still pushing around the track here. Trying to see if anyone else still on track that we haven't really got an opportunity to take a look at here. That was the camera view I was talking about. Those things scream by, but right now, Juan Salas still trying to get up into that podium position in the SR8s. David Barkley still leading the way with Clancy Garvin about 6 seconds behind. We're coming down to 5.5 minutes remaining here in this feature race. That is not the best camera view. I thought it would be a lot cooler, but it wasn't.
TJ, what is
Go ahead.
What is cool is we have about 5 minutes left, and we had a little bit of a grass touch there. I think that's Joshua.
Juan was able to get up ahead of Joshua there, as Joshua did dip a tire.
No, I was going to say, let's get the chat lit. We have 5 minutes left, about 3 or 4 more laps left in the feature at Raging Radicals Round 2. Let's go, chat.
Come on, chat, get in there and cheer on your favorite driver as we're heading into the closing laps here. On board with Juan Salas. Currently 3rd place in the SR8 field. That's Joshua Jordan behind in the Reptar SR8. He's going to want to get back into 3rd, get into the podium, get into an interview later tonight if he's able to. To head into the inner loop here. while these two are a little bit separated, we got to give a shout out here. David Barkley, with that damage on his front end, still trying to take the overall lead here from Benjamin Fior. Side by side a couple different times. Ooh! I mean, this is just for bragging rights between the two of these. They both currently hold first place in their respective classes. Whoa. If you saw that from Benjamin there, that little bit of a wiggle.
Oh, man, look at Dave Barkley putting the pressure.
There we
He's
go.
going for it.
Side by side through the S's.
Then the turbo kicks in.
Yep. VTEC engaged, if you will. Yeah, they should be coming up to, I would say, probably pretty close to the white flag here. I'm not sure. It's going to be really close. And Clancy Garvin still in second place in the SR8 field. Having a pretty solid race. But Juan Salas still under fire from Joshua Jordan within a half second. I can't believe they're duking it out. I mean, I'm sure they're having a blast. Oh, goodness.
Risky, but they are both the leaders. They both have everything to lose. Ooh.
Into that final corner here. We'll jump on the nose and see if we can see a white flag. There it is. White flag is waving. We're in the final lap here of round 2, the feature event, the Raging Radicals here at Watkins Glen International.
And we got O's in the chat for the last lap. Let's go Raging Radicals, round 2, Watkins Glen.
Let me tell you, David and Benjamin putting on a show for the viewers here. The last few laps going side by side in multiple corners. As that SR8 just reels in the SR10 in the corners. But for right now, we're going to jump back to Joshua Jordan and Juan Salas as they are still fighting for the podium here on their final lap. Heading down towards the toe of the boot for the final time. Their leader's getting ready to go through that final corner. I don't think these two are going to be able to get by one another, but Benjamin Fior, David Barkley essentially nose the tail as they come for the checkered flag and winning both of their respective classes. Clancy Garvin coming in second place in the SR8. Avery Dickinson is going to be second in the SR10 with Juan Salas taking third. And then Ryan Stringer, he's going to be your third place finisher in the SR10 field. And man, we had some fireworks here tonight.
Fireworks, TJ, is an understatement. We are Raging Radicals here at Watkins Glen, and we got the win with David Barkley and Benjamin Fior in the SR10s. It's wonderful, TJ. I am loving what I'm seeing. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I hope everyone is having a great time. I'm sure some of the drivers might be a little miffed about that catastrophe that happened, but pretty much everyone else getting back out there and finishing up the race. Always great to see. And then what's going to happen here between Oliver Brooks and Jeffrey Davis, 5th and 6th? Right now, it looks like Oliver. Now Jeffrey, side by side, is going to be a drag race to the finish. They're the last two out on track here. And I think Jeffrey's going to edge him out. Well, I know they made the best of a tough situation there from that wreck with them bump drafting pretty much the rest of the race. Pretty awesome to see them go and go nose to nose there, photo finish there. Well, that's
what we like to see, TJ.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at our, I'll say, unofficial results here from the feature. We're going to do it by class. So, Benjamin Fior, he's going to be your overall and SR10 winner. David Barkley is your SR8 winner in the feature. Clancy Garvin, 2nd place in the SR8. Juan Salas, 3rd place. Avery Dickinson was 2nd place in the SR10 with Ryan Stringer coming 3rd. Jacob Makanowski 4th. Jeffrey Davis and Oliver Brooks 5th and 6th. Joshua Jordan 4th place in the SR8. Mateus Marcomi, what did I say? 5th place. 6th place. Brad Jorgensen 7th. Ash Harper 8th. Benjamin Gallen 9th. Zachary Disselhurst 10th. Kobe Brooks 11th. Jasper Van Grudis 12th. Mike Pico 13th. Moving on down. Jason Sturmer, Emilio Popowski, John Santoro, Jake Breedlove, Justin Wilming, Kelly McQueen, Franklin Edwards, Jack Farnson, and Austin Hobart. All putting in laps, but probably diving out there at the end as they were down over 15 laps. But I would have to say a real high-flying event here tonight. We got great side-by-side action. We had a great, 27 cars on track, a solid amount of drivers here. I'm not seeing anyone waiting in the interview booth. Do you want to jump in and tell anyone if they want to come in and have an interview?
I will be back.
All right. So yeah, we do. If any of the drivers are watching this back, if you're new to the league, we do interviews for our podium finishers. So be sure to jump into the waiting for interview. It's right below the broadcast booth in the Odyssey Motorsport Discord. So Els and I will be in that broadcast booth, and then waiting for interviews right below it.
All right, TJ, we got a couple guys saying they are ready for an interview.
All right, do you want to drag? Oh, there we go. Everyone jumped in there at the last moment. We get the next lap here. We'll go to 1/4 speed. Let's go ahead and bring in Jasper Van Gruthies, who won the opening heat. Right? Didn't he win? Or was that David Barkley that won?
I think it was him. I think it was him.
All right, we'll bring in Jasper, talk about the first heat, and see how it was the second heat. I know he had some issues, but here's Jasper. Jasper, good evening. Congrats on the first heat. We saw the crazy incident there in the second heat. How was it out there in the Radical around Watkins for you?
Yeah, it was good.
All right.
First
cool.
race was interesting to say the least.
Sure.
I think my setup was a little bit faster on the straight, which definitely helped when you're leading. And what's his name? Was it Kobe or Dave? It was Dave, I think.
David Barkley.
Yeah, he sent it on the turn 9 on the final lap, and he caught me off guard. And then I had a little tire slip on the exit, and then on turn 10 exit, I almost died because that was so scary, man. But yeah, it was a good race. It was a good race. Second, I don't know. I got real unlucky in the incident
Yeah.
on turn 9 exit.
Yeah, we saw that. It
And
was just a narrow portion of the track, and there's really nowhere to go once a couple cars got tangled up with one another. But really, really great racing from you, especially in that first heat. I mean, David Barkley ended up winning the second heat, so he's definitely the man to beat. And you were duking it out with him in that first heat, going toe to toe. So huge congrats with that. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out here tonight on the broadcast?
yeah, let me look. It's Jacob with the Svelio livery.
Okay.
I want to thank him. I want to thank him for not crashing me on the fast left-hander
All right.
when I because I don't know if you caught that, but yeah, I almost crashed with him on the entry, and I then overtook him on the outside. But all good, all good.
Yep.
Shout out to him.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jasper. I hope to see you here next week for the Raging Radicals as we go over to
You
Sebring
will.
International. Thank you so much.
You will.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, that was Jasper Van Groothuis there. Let's go ahead and bump this back up. We got, let's see. Well, let's see our winners from Heat 1 real quick. Let's see if we can pull in some of them. Don't see David Barkley. But Jeffrey Davis was third. So we'll bring Jeffrey Davis in. Well, actually, Clancy Garvin came second in the feature. So we'll bring in Clancy. Clancy's second place in the feature. Take it away.
Clancy Garvin, congratulations on your second place in the feature of Raging Radicals round 2. How was that race tonight, Clancy?
It was fun until the wreck happened, and then it was just slow going.
We saw that you got out of the wreck. It's one of your significant strengths is to get out of wrecks. Was that?
It was the second one too. I was like, "There's another one as well." I just watched it back, and I was like, "Oh, I was like, that dude's gonna move out of the way, so I'm just gonna go straight here." And then, two more start coming in. Oh, I gotta go to the right. And that was it. Then I watched Michael. I was like, "Michael, please." Bye, Michael.
That's good stuff in the SR8. Now, do you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while you're on broadcast here?
No, because I'm already with Odyssey, and that's all I shout out. So, no.
Oh, Clancy, congratulations on your podium finish. You have a wonderful night and good racing.
Thanks, brother.
All right, that was Clancy Garvin, second place in the SR8 for the feature. Ryan Stringer, I believe he did. He was in third place in the SR10. So let's go ahead and bring him in real quick, and I will interview him real fast. Ryan, congrats on the third place in the feature event there. How was driving the Radicals around Watkins Glen for you tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. I'll say. I'm quite familiar with the SR10, so yeah, coming into this was a good little chilled race until the feature where there was a massive crash.
Sure. Was there any areas around that were a little difficult in the SR10? We saw that the SR8 seemed to really gain ground in the corners, and the 10s gained the ground on the straights. Anywhere that you kind of did leapfrog with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, going up the hill, up the S, onto the back straight, you could massively jump some SR8s. I mean, race 1 and the feature race, so I sort of just disappeared from like 4 or 5 cars on the first lap, going into the chicane, and then once it all settled down, I realised how quick the SR8s were actually taking the chicane, and I was quite shocked how much downforce they were actually having through the corners. But I held myself in the first one. I think I could have probably snuck a P1 in the race too, but again, there was a few of us that turned into Beyblades.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we were talking about during the broadcast when these radicals, both of them, when they hit the wall, they just kind of spin like a top. But thank you so much for coming out, and we appreciate you driving. Did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give while you're on the broadcast here tonight?
Ooh, it's a bit late, but I'll give the shout out to the missus and the kids that are currently asleep.
All right. Well, we hope to see you here next week at Sebring for round 3. And thank you for coming in and interviewing with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right. That was Ryan Stringer. As you saw actually on screen, we can go back just a little bit here. I think that was actually what caused that massive accident. Nothing intentional. It's just it was the start of this this wreck that caused a number of drivers to have to utilize their fast repair. I think he just got a little loose coming out of that corner. Oh no, it was not him. I keep forgetting I saw that inside car there. That's just the worst place for cars to start going sideways on the track. There's really nothing else you could say about it. It's unfortunate, and it was during lap 1. But you know what, we got Virex. I'm not sure who Virex is, but we got Oliver Brooks. We're gonna bring Oliver Brooks in real quick and see what he has to say about the teamwork that him and Jeffrey Davis were doing, and then we'll bring in Jeffrey Davis. Oliver. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Els.
Oliver Brooks, congratulations on being a team player. Bump drafting looking rather tidy with Jeffrey Davis in the back there. Can you tell us what happened?
I mean, he was faster than me in qualifying, so I just kind of like, I'm gonna get behind him. Maybe I can push him and go with it. See if we can just put some decent lap times down and maybe cat someone. But the guys up front, they were very consistent, so we just had a little fun at the end.
We love to see it, the teamwork and the dedication all the way up to the finish and the finish of the race. And it's what we like to see. I'm glad to see that the team is working very well together. And did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give since you're on broadcast?
Man, obviously, I'm gonna shout out you guys because you guys do such an amazing job. In Odyssey, just putting us on, and just the whole team. So that's it, really.
Absolutely, Oliver Brooks. And I'd like to thank you once again for interviewing with us. You have a wonderful night.
Thanks, man. You too.
That was Oliver Brooks. We'll bring in Jeffrey Davis. Him and Oliver were going nose to tail there throughout the race, and then had that drag race to the finish. We'll bring in Jeffrey to see what he has to say. Jeffrey, we were watching that teamwork that you and Oliver Brooks were doing there to try to catch back up to the field. The bump drafting, not really well known, the Radicals, for their bump drafting, but you guys made it work. How was it in the feature for you?
It was definitely a bit of good teamwork. I think Oliver knew I had pace, so he kind of just let me by, and we kind of worked together. Towards the end, it turned into a bloodbath, to say the least. Constant battling for the last 2 laps. I think he wanted to kill me.
All right. Well, huge thanks for coming out tonight, and for, like I said, sticking it and going all the way to the end. Nice little drag race photo finish there. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give tonight?
Of course, first shout out is going to go to Oliver for the good battle. Although, like I said, we almost died. Second shout out is going to go to you guys for bringing on this amazing broadcast. Love you guys like always. And that's pretty much it.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to Sebring next week. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Sure.
All right. Well, that is going to conclude our interviews for tonight. Any final thoughts? Do you think you're going to be a little busy there in the protest room?
Well, TJ, I'm looking at the league protest, and it looks like we have a little bit of tension between drivers, but no official protest. I will be looking at the replay to see exactly what happened in case I have to give out some points just because of malicious driving. But it looks to me that from what I've seen, it could just be an incident. But I will be with the team just reviewing it just to make sure.
All right. Well, then that is going to conclude our coverage of Season 1, Round 2 of the Odyssey Motorsport Raging Radicals U.S. Tour tonight. Huge thanks to all the drivers who participated. I am TJ Yankee.
And I'm LaShawn Young-Dilworth.
And that's going to conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you all back for Round 3 at Sebring International Raceway next week. Thank you and good night.